So, Kyle, geez, I almost fell over when I was about to ask you a question. I'm getting so excited about putting nitrous on my new 2011 Camaro that I ordered that's going to be in soon. And I was wondering, I've been what's the difference between a wet kit and a dry kit?
Typical question. Your dry kit is essentially just a nitrous kit that just sprays nitrous alone. No fuel is added or anything like that. Typically mounted in the airbox area where the mass airflow sensor is at. You would mount it before the mass airflow sensor. So the when you do spray it, the mat will pick it up, send the signal to the computer. The computer will see the readings that it needs more fuel because there's a lot of oxygen in the air. So typically that's how you're going to make a little bit more power. Your wet kit. For your wet kit applications, those are really good applications. They're really strong applications. They're good up from 100 to 200 to 300, 400. What that is basically you can tap into your fuel system that you have on the car. Very simple. All the kits come with it. And it hooks up to the fuel solenoid. So for your application, small horsepower, Camaro, dry kit would be a great little fun toy. If you want to get up to 100, 150, 175, 200, you can get a plate kit put on that thing. All the hardware is with it. It's simple, and you do get the horsepower to the ground. Put it up by the throttle body. When you start getting, there's some things you need to know though. When you start getting over 100, 125 horsepower, there's some things you need to know. You got to get better fuel. You need to go to a 2 degree colder plug. You need to lower that gap on that spark plug to about anywhere from about 30 thousandths on the plug. You need to also think about timing. You don't want when you put these kits on a car, you want to make sure that there's not a tune-up in the car that advances the timing. That's a no-no for nitrous. If anything you want to do is you want to take timing out of the car. And anything, you start getting over 125 horsepower, you want to take timing out of the car. You do not want to advance the time.
So for my Camaro, if I decide I want to spray about 150, the best thing for me to do is go ahead and get the wet kit and then take it into a local automotive performance shop that can give me a custom tune and actually change the timing settings on my vehicle, or by some sort of timing retard box when I decide to use the nitrous to pull out that 4 or 5 degrees to protect the engine.
You definitely want to pull out timing. You don't want to have a lot of your tunes that you just buy for a car. What that does is that advances the timing. For an application for nitrous, you do not want that tune in the car. You want to take timing out. Keeps it from detonating, keeps it from damaging parts, and she'll live all day long.
But for just a simple, 75 or 100 horsepower dry kit, I've had that on other vehicles, and it seems like it was just really easy to install, and I didn't have to worry about all that timing stuff.
Right. That's a good starter for somebody who wants a quick 50, 75, 100 shot. They want something fast, they want something cheap, but at a good quality price. You can't go wrong with a dry kit. You put it up there, it's simple. You don't have to take it to some mechanic shop to put it together. There's videos online, the instructions show you how to wire it up. Very simple. You don't need a lot of tools.
At what year model can we use a dry kit?
You typically don't want to go below 97 because that's where all the emissions and fuel injection come into play. So anywhere from there up, you're really safe. Anything below that, you really need to be in a wet kit application.
So 96 and older, go with a wet kit. 97 and newer, go with a wet or a dry, depending on how much horsepower I want to make.
Right, it's typical to the consumer how aggressive you really want to be. If you just want to play some simple, some easy, dry kit's great. If you really want to be aggressive, you want to be a little bit more hardcore, wet kit is recommended.
So with the wet kit, you said I can just tap into the fuel system. There's that little Schrader valve. I just remove that little valve stem inside there and screw the line right on.
That is correct. On your Fords, all your Schrader valves, you need to pull that out. All that is a little tire tool that you pull the Schrader valve out, and you stick the supplied fuel line hose up to it and go. For your Chevrolet parts of you guys, there's no Schrader valve in there. You just pull the cap off, and I'm sorry, I take that back. There's a fitting for the Fords that you need to install on the fuel rail that's provided in the kit. For the Chevrolet, you do need to pull the the Shredder valve. For the Dodge guys, there is not one, so you need to cut the line and install the equipment that is in the kit for you. And
But some of the Dodges do have
the
shredder
newer Dodges
valves.
is coming out with the Shredder valves, that's right. We've done some Magnums though. We have done a Magnum that had no Shredder valve at all. But you just need to look on your fuel rail. They'll see a fuel port. There will be a fuel port on the fuel rail. Just tap into that. If it's not there, you can just follow it back behind the block, and there will be your line, and you can cut it and tie in your teeth.
Well, that sounds easy enough. And a dry kit, I mean, you could put that on just about any new vehicle, and it's just a quick, easy, safe way to make some horsepower.
It is from 35 to 25 on up to 125. It's safe, it's fun, very easy for just for something quick for the street. You can put it on anything from any 4-cylinder to any V8. It'll go on, no problem.
Well, cool, man. I sure do appreciate your advice.
No problem.
Thanks.